All right, all right, all right. We're at the last 10 minutes, and that's usually the most volatile. And the market kind of did what I expected today, which was put in a very indecisive bar right here. And I was hoping it closed on a hammer, um, but hope springs eternal. And we closed inside this pennant right here, and you could see the trend lines tracing down. We traded this pennant a few days ago, about a week ago, and made the double top right here and came down. We came back into the pennant, and our next target would be the low of this pennant. So what's happening is I can't get control of my cursor. There we go. 575. Oof, I wouldn't want to see that tag. Um, that's like over 100 points. I don't think that's happening tomorrow, but that could be our target. Um, I don't like it. Um, but I mean, you can't really tell anything from this bar. It's just an indecisive bar, and that's because we have non-farm tomorrow, and that's what we have to ride out. That's what we have to wait on. We have the I think it's the exponential right there. Nope. Yeah, it is the exponential, and that one is probably the 30-day EMA. Here's the 20 right here. Oh, the 20 is right here. This is my 8, my 20. Yeah, that's my 30, and that might be our next target tomorrow. Maybe we hit that, bounce off, make a hammer. That would be the best bet. But we're going to know early in the morning which way the market's heading. We're going to get that non-farm payroll report, the bond market, and the futures market, the SPX futures market is going to make a move tomorrow. We'll get to watch that and see where it goes. And I'll be trading that. So I'm just sorry I can't stream. Maybe I can get a stream off tomorrow, but I would like to share that trade with you because that's a money trade. Um, when you know what the setup should look like. I guess at the very least we'll be able to do it in the spring and summer together. So anyway, really not much to call. We didn't break this trend here today, which is good. We could be putting in a bottom over here and continue the trend up. This would work as a good trend. Here's a low. Here's a lower high. Here's a higher low, which puts us in a consolidation. Then we break up to make a higher high, which kind of is the beginning of a bullish trend. If this is our low, if we make a higher low, even if we came down to the 627 range, made a higher low, and then marched back up, we're still in a bullish trend, which is a really nice trend. And then, the obvious expectation would be to break this high right here. So you could trade on a break of the previous day's high, or you could take the conservative trade right here and break there. Not that I'm recommending a trade to anybody, but that's a setup. That would be a viable swing setup. So we just have to see what happens with the non-farm payroll tomorrow. I mean, really, the Fed is doing what the Fed said it was going to do. There's really nothing new here. People are saying they're a little more aggressive because they're not going to be replacing their balance sheet. But we always know or knew that their goal was to reduce their balance sheet. So perhaps that's how they're going to fade off on their purchases. That instead of replacing, letting some roll off, and purchasing less will be part of the reduction in purchases. So, and this stimulus is not the stimulus that carried us through the Great Recession and really the past 10 years. This stimulus still that they're rolling off and discontinuing is the stimulus that was put in place to combat the COVID recession. So, I mean, this is all just rhetoric that's going on. I mean, securities have to revalue. There's no doubt. Equities go up and profit margins diminish in high tech growth companies that are leveraged. But yeah, this is a value game now. This isn't about expected earnings. This is about what earnings companies are doing. Even if you're buying tech and these companies have earnings, you're going to do well. You're going to do well. The economy's strong. I think we have a good going forward. I actually think that we are coming out of a recession, and we're in the midst of some earnings growth, a recovery, if you will, a COVID recovery. And I think it's just going to get better from here. A lot of the liberal bullshit is fading out of the COVID issue. People are recognizing that it's not as big an issue as it was in the beginning, which is natural for disease and infection amongst humans. I mean, initially it's overwhelming. Eventually, you develop immunity to it, or antibodies, and it doesn't become as severe, which is exactly what's happening now. In addition to us using vaccines, and now obviously it's in pharmaceuticals' best interest that everybody continues to take vaccines. And I think really that's what's going on. And politicians placate to that shit so that they get funding, so that they could um, market their wares and get reelected. So this is what's really going on. Short of the long in this rant is, yo, buy the dips, man. Buy the dips, buy the dips, buy the dips, because we have a good economy. If we look at the 60-minute right here, you could see the momentum kind of fading out, the momentum to the downside. Yeah, I don't really know if, I mean, it's slightly bent up. I know a lot of traders or analysts will say, look, see, here's a trend reversal after the thing breaks out and runs, right? But we can't make money after it runs. So we're looking at it now. It's a little flat. I wouldn't be aggressive on the trade here. If it came down, I saw a nice hammer, I'd consider a conservative entry on the 60-minute would be about 725. And when I'm looking at a momentum like that, I would probably wait to see it break, let it confirm. And the reason it's so flat is, again, we have non-farm payroll tomorrow and people aren't doing anything. That's the short or long. They're staying away. So the market's relatively flat. I would have preferred to have seen it close above 7-11. And here we're in the last 10 minutes and it's getting hammered. Not terribly, but I would have preferred it closed around 7-11. And that would put it above the 20-day moving average, and that would make me happy. But still, look, just an indecisive doji. Yeah, nothing really to talk about. If we look at the 10-year, see the baby spiked and then came down a little bit. Looks like it might have done half a gap fill. Nah, not really. So we might see it close the gap over the next day or two, which if that moves down, the market pushes up. If I were to look at the pattern, look at that. If I was to look at this pattern on the 10-year, and this is what I'm looking at, right? Just making sure, yeah. This is the 10-year. If I was to look at this daily pattern, this 30-minute pattern, the 60 isn't really selling me, but the 30-minute is kind of feeling to me like that trade that's going to retrace a little bit. I mean, we're going to maintain that uptrend, but that feels like it's going to retrace a little bit. So looking at that, my bias is that tomorrow, or at least this is signaling that tomorrow might be an up day. That is the signal I'm getting. An up day in the markets, in the S&P. And today we had a good recovery in the composite, although I guess it's down again. But the Dow was really the weight. That was holding the S&P down. And if the Dow really joined in some recovery, this would have looked really nice. The Russell, too, made a very, very nice move up, which is encouraging because that's kind of a risk on market. But it's trading off. And again, everybody's getting out of the way ahead of the reports. So that's really what it all looks like. Nothing else I really want to go over. I mean, there's not much sense in it because everybody's, clearing the way ahead of the report. So tomorrow, I don't know if I do a midday. Well, anyway, tomorrow I'll do my pre-morning report, and I'll let you know what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. But really, I mean, it means nothing until after 8:30. I mean, that's the bottom line. So anyway, everybody have a nice evening. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, and hit the road. Good luck trading.